At a quick glance, Bike Rider DX might seem like an Excitebike clone. And yes, there are influences of Excitebike in there. But imagine if Excitebike crossed over with Super Mario Bros. Then you have exactly what Bike Rider DX is all about. Using the skin of a cycle race, Bike Rider DX has you moving through a variety of courses across the world. But instead of feeling like a race, the game feels like a platformer where you never stop running. There are two modes of play. First is the World Tour, which is essentially a slew of stages you must clear. There are 10 main stages, each with 5 levels. That's 50 main levels. Each level has 3 coins to collect. That's 150 coins. But that's only half the game, because you use those coins that you collect to unlock extra stages. The main stages consist of places like Paris, London, Tokyo, and New York. The extra stages are more difficult forms of the main stages, and they even sneak some new locations in there randomly. And then you have the Ram Rider stages. Ram Rider is a Japanese electronic musician, and Bike Rider DX brings not only his unique and up-tempo music to these special courses, but the tracks are a neon acid trip of colors and random images. The game is quite easy to start, but progresses nicely into a very challenging game. I'm shocked, however, that there isn't a track creator in the game, or at least not one that I could find or unlock. That's something that could have put this game over the top and added a mountain of replay value to. The 3D does its job and then some. Oftentimes, especially in the later levels, backgrounds and foreground images begin to mix, making it hard to tell what you need to jump over and what you can just pass on by. It never breaks the game, and is more of a trial and error thing, but it's a small annoyance. The art in the game is quite charming though, and looks great. I love 2D art when it's done this well. The same goes for the menu screens. The entire look of the game is fantastic and inviting, and basically has a Nintendo feel to it, even though the game is published by Spicysoft, a smaller publisher from Japan. The second mode of play is Grand Prix, where you ride on a randomly generated, endless track to see how far you can make it before crashing. Not only does this give Bike Rider DX the old school feel of trying to get the highest score, but it also adds a lot of replay value. Bike Rider DX is currently $5.99 on the Nintendo eShop, and I got about 8.5 hours of play out of the World Tour mode. Some have complained about the price being too high compared to Bike Rider's offerings on the Android and iOS markets, and while I haven't played those versions, I feel that the optimization that the 3DS gives this game, mixed with the quality of gameplay itself, that all makes Bike Rider DX well worth the purchase. It's a terrific on-the-go pick-up-and-play experience. I'd even put it up there with Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, which was released earlier this year. So, in short, if you have the extra cash in your eShop account, I highly recommend giving Bike Rider DX a go. I give it an 8 out of 10.